Big VTV, great to have you with us. Middle of the week, heading into round 4, Crago. It's a big week coming up, and I really like what we're doing tonight and tomorrow night because we're going to have an in-depth look at the ladders. We're going to make some big calls.
And you love a big call.
I love a big call. It's early in the season. We'll see if they come to fruition. I think a few will. Maybe all of them, but I think definitely a few of them will. But look, before we get into the big calls, concentrating on the youthies tonight, let's have a look at the ladders. The reason why I like doing this 3 weeks into the season, history says, and Steve-O will be at the desk with me tomorrow talking seniors, and he'll go, here we go again. But history says, if you are in a finals position after 3 rounds into the season, 75% or more of those teams stay there. So if you currently aren't in a finals position, not too many gaps are going to open up. Now history said, I'm going back over 10 years, so I'm not making this up. If you are currently outside of a finals position, it is very hard to get in there after as few as 3 rounds. There you go.
That's the best maths he's ever done.
Ever. It's the only maths I've ever done. Don't worry about that.
It's some strong work, but it is true. And especially hard for teams that are currently sitting at 0 wins.
Yeah, very hard from here. Let's have a look at Youth League 2 women to start off with. There's the current ladder up on screen. Pakenham, Southern Peninsula, Casey, all unbeaten at the moment. Mornington and Sherbrooke in strife. There's no doubt about that at 0 and 3. And then you've got that mid-pack. Blackburn, interestingly, 2-1. If you think about the analogy that I just used for what could or couldn't happen, you would think at this stage, Pakenham, Southern Pen, Casey all looking great.
Yeah, and I think before the season, you're probably thinking they're some of the stronger teams. Anyway, so just great starts to the season for them. Mornington and Sherbrooke, I think we kind of knew it might be tougher seasons for them, but a big clump in the middle is going to be tight for the 4th spot heading into finals.
Let's go to Youth League 2, men. There's the current ladder. What have you got to say about it? Because it is a big, big division. Yeah,
Melton and Maccabi have been strong. Keysborough as well in all their teams, but their youthies have looked really good to start the season again. I think that top 3 you'd expect to see them factoring in finals at this point.
It's a top 6, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
But we'll see. I think we'll definitely see those 3 there pretty much through the whole season. And then a clump of teams on 2 wins. And I think that's going to be really tight through there. And only Latrobe on the 0.
I think Latrobe would struggle from here. But even Pakenham sitting at 1 and 2, I wouldn't write Pakenham off.
Yeah, they're a quality outfit. I guess the tough thing with only 3 games is you don't know, have they played the 3 best games?
Yeah, maybe not. And that's what I'm saying. You know, there's an element of movement there. But certainly if you're up the top end at the moment, history says that you're going to be pretty hard to remove. Let's have a look at Youth League 1 women. Like what Keilor have done from the start. Corio Bay 3-1 on the back of Tatlock, who is just flying for them at the moment. The ladder a bit of an anomaly there because you got Sunbury at 3-0, but at the lower end, Eltham I think will be on the improve. Don't write Eltham off at the moment. Maybe a big inclusion to come into that team, but Chelsea at 0 and 4, that's a fair way back at the moment.
Yeah, I think a tough thing is people always say, you might pick up wins later in the season, but even when you get on a roll, you're still going to lose a game or 2, and if you've got to come back from 4 or 5 games back, that at a certain point it just gets impossible.
Yeah, and look, the other thing is you get wins in the bank now.
Yeah,
makes a big difference, no doubt. You can afford to drop one here or there. Let's go to Youth League 1 men. Werribee and Sunbury have been just fierce competitors in this competition for a number of years. We're waiting for one of them to win a championship. Maybe it'll be this season.
Yeah, no, Casey and Waverley joined them undefeated. They've had great starts to the season as well. Really tight through the middle pack again here. We've got 2 teams who haven't won a game in Coburg and Camberwell, but that top 2 could be a great battle to watch all season.
Camberwell lost a couple of players. James Gooley and also Tommy Clifford went across to Eltham in VYC men.
And they've strengthened that team. We see the success there.
No doubt, but at the same time, look where Camberwell is at the moment in Youth League 1 men. It's fairly telling. I think a couple of things to remember here in Youth League 1 men is the travel factor. It doesn't sound like much, but a lot of these teams, and it is a big division, you're getting some double headers in there, and that Bendigo-Ballarat factor. If Bendigo and Ballarat can hold home court advantage, get as many wins as they can at home and scrap a few together on the road.
Tough for young teams to get on the road and win.
They enjoy road trips though.
The other that might be another downfall for them winning though.
Maybe.
The other thing to look at with Youth League is players coming back from college. Potentially.
And down from seniors as well. When there's no clashes. Let's have a look at the ladder in VYC women with thanks to Moulton. And there's a couple to look at there, obviously, with the different conferences. But there's no doubt, absolutely no doubt, that the standout here is Dandenong at 0-5.
Yeah, that's a crazy start to the season. 0-5, you're almost close to writing your season off as it stands. You know, they can make a quick finish, but you're going to have to pull back a 5-game ledger on some of these teams. We're seeing Melbourne and Sandy yet to lose games in their respective conferences.
Or in the other conference, you're looking at Bulleen at 0-5. How long has it been that two juggernauts like Dandenong and Bulleen, who have dominated junior basketball and into youth league basketball at various times, between them, they're 0-10 after 3 rounds.
Yeah, and we see, as you were talking before about the travel factor, Bendigo doing really well in the Watson conference, and I think if they can stay strong, it is going to be a tough road trip to make out there if they can get home court going to finals.
They've played a lot of games early, but really impressed with Kilsyth to see them 4-2.
Yeah.
They're a team that has struggled to make finals in this competition over the last few years, and to see them at 4-2 early in the season is a really good sign.
Yeah, I think Melbourne are going to be strong once again, and in Terrell, been very impressed with Diamond Valley, who sit above that ladder at the moment.
Let's have a look at VYC men, with thanks to Moulton, of course. 2 conferences to look at. The first, Hawthorn and Kilsyth up the top. We always expect it from Kilsyth. Hawthorn were very competitive last season. Maybe they're going to go another level up this season. What's interesting in the first conference is everyone's won and everyone's lost.
Yeah, except for those top 2 teams you just mentioned. It's going to be a bit of a scrap down there. There's a couple of teams who you'd expect to improve. I know Sandringham should pick up some games. Don Valley will be competitive, you imagine. Keilor as well coming up, but they looked good on the weekend. Keilor, they got the win. They had a tough loss on the back-to-back, but they should pick up a few more games. And across on the Terrell Conference, Dandenong have been so up and down. You don't know what team is on the park each week, but if they can get
They're 3-1 though.
If they can get 3 or 4 of their stars playing each week, then they're
unbeatable. Unbeatable. Are you making that big call?
If they have all their players playing, I think they're unbeatable.
At the other end of that though, Melbourne are 1-3.
Melbourne 1-3. Yeah, interesting start. They've had some close ones. Great win for Keilor. I think they got up over Melbourne last week. BJ Simon's a huge game.
So there it is. There's the ladders at the moment after 3 rounds. A really good look. Now, before we get out of here, our big calls. We're only 3 rounds in, Craig. This was not my idea. You came to the production meeting. Apparently, I still haven't been to one, but you brought up at the production meeting and said it's time to make some big calls after 3 rounds. So there's a long, long way to go. You've listed a few down here. I don't necessarily agree with them all. You sent
some in too.
Rightio, here we go. Big calls. Big call number 1. We're looking at the youth division.
I think this is the smallest of the big calls.
This is my big call. Tegan Tatlock will win the Youth League 1 Women MVP. The words that have been left off the screen is by a country mile. She currently is averaging 14 points per game more than any other player in the league. She's going at 32 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and just under 3.3 steals per game. Nobody will come anywhere near Tegan Tatlock for the MVP of Youth League 1 Women.
Yeah, she's been absolutely on a tear to start this season, consistently as well. It's not like 1 or 2 big games. She's just been great in all her games so far, and coming off a great season last year, I can't see it dropping off.
She could go to Bali for the next 2 months, Craig, and still win the MVP in this competition. So that's big call number 1. I don't think it's that much of a big call, by the way. Big call number 2. Take us through it.
Ali Coots.
One of my favourites.
Dominating out there.
Yes.
In the words of you, she is a thief, and she can dish the ball, and she will win Golden Hands this year.
I don't think there's any doubt about it.
That's an absolute lock.
Cootsy, Youth League 2 Women, lock it in. Big call. Absolute concrete.
And good double that with an MVP.
Maybe. Golden Hands is an absolute shoe-in. She's going at 5 assists per game and 5.7 steals per game. So unless she's turning the rock over 10 times a game, she is a lock for Golden Hands in Youth League 2.
Had 9 steals against Frankston, so a few more of them will help.
Well done, Cootsy. Big call number 3.
Probably the biggest call because of the incredible talent across the board.
Well, you may have gone early here, Craig. This isn't mine.
This is mine.
You may have gone... Well, take us through it. You may have gone early.
Mitch Steelmans will win VYC Men's, thanks to Moulton, MVP.
What about Geordie Edna?
I think
You've just fired Geordie Edna.
I think he might miss some games because of Siegel.
Oh, well, you may have just fired him up. He may never pass the ball to Mitch Stillmans again.
Hey, Mitch has been on fire to start this season.
Yes.
24 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 4 assists. crazy efficient for a guy who shoots the ball that much too. 44% from the field and 37% from three. Just he can do it all on the floor. When you watch him, he's in control the whole game.
All right, well, that's your big call. That's your big. I don't mind that, but you may have just created a big rift between Adnam and Dillman's out of kill. They may never talk to each other again. Those two.
Wow. And I don't think this one is a big call, but the margin there is huge already.
It's pretty big, isn't it? Well, put it up on the screen. Here it is. Here. This caught me by surprise. Is it Hayley Wind or Hayley Wine?
I'm going to go Wine.
Okay, I'll go Wind just to be different. But Hayley will win Youth League 2 women in rebounding by a mile.
She's averaging 20 a game to start the season.
By a mile.
21 versus the Cavs, 19 versus the Sharks, 18 versus the Blues.
It's unheard of.
I think she's averaging 10 more than pretty much the next player already.
It's absolutely unheard
a ridiculous number. And rebounding is one of those things that consistently stays strong through a season. If you're a good rebounder, you're a good rebounder.
Yep.
I don't think anyone's going to catch it.
No one's getting anywhere near
Now, there's a couple more big calls that are on my sheet and none on yours.
Hang on, has this been done on purpose?
And
is this what happens when I don't go to the production meeting?
We've got a couple. First one, Justin will continue to produce bad nicknames across the Big V leagues. We've had a personal call from Nick Spicer. He would like you to stop calling him Hot and Spicy.
Come on, Hot and
A
Spicy.
personal call.
What are you doing? Nick knows my number. Give me a call, Nick. We'll have a chat about it.
We had a couple of horrors on Monday. You pulled out some yesterday as well. And the other big call, Justin will continue to pronounce Josh B. Allen incorrectly.
Well, that's tomorrow night's show.
That's okay. We're getting some.
You just want to get that out
before.
there. That's ridiculous. Hot and Spicy loves that name. Absolutely loves it. Anyway, there we go.
Old Man Nelson. That's the only nickname that we're allowed to use.
All right. I did hear a few references to that while I was away in the States. So there we go. There's all the youth division ladders. A lot to talk about there, and some big calls after only 3 rounds. I don't know that I disagree with any of them.
They're big, but early form looking strong, and I think all the ones we've chosen are ones that we know can stay consistent over the season. They're not anyone that's kind of had a random hot spurt or anything like that.
Absolutely. Okay, there it is. That's a Wednesday night done and dusted. Coming back at the desk tomorrow night, Steve-O will be joining me, and we'll be doing all the same, looking at the ladders and also some big calls after 3 rounds in the senior divisions. We'll be back here to do that tomorrow night on Big V TV. See you then.